Hello, I am Jacqueline Valdez. I will be talking about the immigration that is happening in the United States as my social issue presentation topic. Let's begin. What would you do if one day your parents or children were taken away because of their immigration status? For me, it's very personal. I come from two immigrant parents, my dad from the Ciudad de Mexico and my mom from Monterrey. They suffered greatly, but despite the pain, their sacrifices were worth it. Immigration is not just a political issue, but it's also a very personal issue to families like mine. Today, I want to explain the problems immigrants face, solutions that can make the system better and fairer, and how communication can help these immigrants face their fears. Let's begin with struggles immigrants face every day, day by day. Problem 1. Katie, 2025, U.S. immigration detentions often not only as a legal process, but as well as forms of punishment, creating fear and instability for immigrant families. Meaning these detention facilities that are known to for these immigrants to face their removal hearing and reduce any risk to our community safety while they're in there, to reduce any risk. They're in there not only for days, but they're in there for months, years, or weeks. People, their families, sometimes they don't hear nothing from there and they face these fears, not knowing if they were detained, if ICE got to them. My family lived this reality, somewhat of this reality. My brother, he is a dreamer, and we have felt unsure whether he would be allowed to continue school and work. Since these problems hurt families and communities, we need a real solution. In Severino F. and Salavas v. 2024, found the news framing often portrays Central Americans that we have seen come from their countries, mainly known as Venezuelans, come into the country and immigration as a crisis, influencing policy responses that emphasize enforcements instead of solutions. This shows the need for a more balanced approach. We have seen these Central Americans move from their countries, from the government, from their poverty, from the gang violence. Not only is it a problem in the United States, but it's also a problem in Mexico. We have seen children and young men move through the barriers not only for a better future known as the American dream. These people are racialized coverages. These racialized coverages dehumanize the expenses of immigrants and present them as a non-human mass of illegally. But even the best solution won't matter if people don't understand and support them. That's where communication comes in. In Fabregat F. and Severino v. 2025, they argue that the political learning and news framing plays a huge role in how the public understands immigration, other fueling division rather than understanding. Meaning, we have two sides. We have the Republican side and the Democratic side, meaning liberal or conservative. These people have opinions, the news, they have opinions that they go with and rely on these parties. People don't see the reality and they go by what the media says. In reality, they don't know the truth, what immigrants face and what they bring into the world. They bring a lot into the world. Not only do they help us build our landscape, our homes, our food, our communities, but they also provide for us and make our nation stronger. Sharing personal stories like those of my parents help humanize immigrants and counter negative media portrayal. The only media that is truth, excuse me, the only media that is truth is the central media. The central media provides the opinions, not the opinions, the facts, the rights, the laws of these people. With better public speaking communications, we can build a real change. Immigration creates hardship, but there are solutions. And communication is key to making them real. We see how detention policies cause suffering, how the media framing can push harmful narratives, and how sharing human stories can shift public opinion. My parents sacrificed a lot so I could have a better life in the United States. I have seen my mom worked hard, having slurs because she doesn't know English, not only knowing Spanish, working hard for me and my siblings. My father having health issues and health problems, but still working hard, trying to live day by day to provide for his family and for me to be here in this country, to be here in this school. I think them, not only them, but their story and the stories of other immigrant families out there. Immigrants prove that when given the chance, they take it. Not only do they make our nation stronger, but they make it better. Lastly, immigration is personal to me, like I said. And while it brings challenges locally, meaning immigrants face fear, discrimination, and limited resources, nationally, they face harsh laws and negative media framing. Globally, immigrants face poverty, violence, and lack of cooperation between countries. Solutions are possible when we create fair policies and support these families. And we use communications to share immigration stories like my parents. And I am thankful and thank you.